What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out, man. So Star Wars is a giant disaster. I don't think anybody disagrees with that statement. It is a hot mess over there at Lucasfilm because they still got Kathleen Kennedy running the show. Kathleen Kennedy, who clearly doesn't know anything about Star Wars. She doesn't know anything about Star Wars fans. She doesn't know what Star Wars fans are looking for. She doesn't know what stories to tell. She has no clue. And she is running the franchise right into the ground, right to the bottom of the ocean, like I always say. And now, even Ahsoka Season 2 is getting some head scratches. Remember, Dave Filoni, this is his baby. This is what Dave is all about. He's all about some Ahsoka. And he can't even get this Season 2 thing cranking along, all right? Screen Rant posted this up a couple of months back. Why Ahsoka Season 2 is taking so long to make and what it means for the future of Star Wars. Yeah, I already know what it means for the future of Star Wars. It means that the future of Star Wars is dark and it's bleak and it's going to be garbage. Not because of Ahsoka Season 2, but because of the people that's over there making it. They have no idea what they're doing. But now we're starting to get some information about Ahsoka Season 2. Now, this is on the direct. Star Wars is saying goodbye to Ahsoka with Season 2 conclusion plans report. Is Lucasfilm already planning the conclusion of Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka on Disney+? Yeah, they're starting to say, okay, look, we got to wrap this show up. We got to give it a firm conclusion. We don't want these dangling threads just sitting out there, storylines that haven't been resolved or anything like that. We need to conclude it. Well, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Well, there's a couple of reasons, right? The number one reason, of course, is, the Acolyte. Okay. And this is on comicbookmovie.com. Ahsoka Season 2 plans reportedly changed in case the series meets the same fate as the Acolyte. Oh, what's the same fate as the Acolyte? Oh, nobody's watching it? Yeah, nobody's watching this shit, all right? Viewership just down. Nobody was checking for the Acolyte. Nobody gave a damn about some lesbian space witches. Yeah, that's what happens. So what was the fate ultimately? Yeah, cancel. Goodbye. We're done here. It is over. They pulled the plug on the entire series. So now they're like, all right, man, look, in case Ahsoka, meets the same fate of the Acolyte, which is it got canceled, yeah, we need to make sure that we got a firm conclusion, all right? Conclude it. Don't have this dangling thread. Oh, we don't know what happens to this character, that character. We don't know what happens to this particular storyline or whatever. It's just left out open, open-ended. We don't know. So it's like, nah, man, we got to put a firm ending to this, okay? Keep in mind, this is Dave Filoni's baby, okay? Dave Filoni is the damn showrunner, all right? According to a new rumor, Dave Filoni has set out to make sure Ahsoka Season 2 ends with a definitive conclusion in case it too is canceled, which happened to the Acolyte earlier this year. Exactly. Dave Filoni don't even have confidence, and he's the chief creative officer. He don't even have confidence that he can tell a story for the next 2 to 3 to 4 seasons. It's like, nah, man, let's just go ahead and end it after Season 2, just in case. This is an indictment on this fucking guy right here, okay? The fact that you can't put together chief creative officer, you should be the one person that can say, okay, look, I already got this thing mapped out. I know exactly how it's going. Dave Filoni can't do it. That tells you everything you need to know about Lucasfilm, about this entire franchise. What a joke, man. What an absolute joke. And look, I'm not somebody that was looking forward to Ahsoka or anything like that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait till Ahsoka Season 2. Ahsoka Season 1 was boring as hell, all right? And you guys remember, Ahsoka Season 1 lost all kinds of viewership. You guys remember this. 1.2 million people watched the premiere, and then it ended with 863,000 people in the finale. It fell off by about 30%. That's terrible. It should be going up. It's going down. But again, this is Dave Filoni. This is also why Samba TV don't report these numbers any longer. Because Samba TV did a great job with this shit. Y'all remember that? They don't do it no more. Disney got to them. Disney paid them a pretty penny, and they said, hey, guys, no more of that shit. All right, no more of that. But anyway, let's go ahead and check this article out real quick. Star Wars continues to despair over Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy's vision for the franchise and her apparent inability to get new movies into theaters, though the news that Dave Filoni would serve as the studio's chief creative officer was welcomed. Welcomed by who? Nobody trusts Dave Filoni, man. What is this guy talking about? He was already a key figure overseeing Disney Plus's post-Return of the Jedi TV shows, and during last year's Star Wars celebration, it was confirmed he'd finally get to helm his own movie. That's expected to serve as a conclusion to this current era of streaming storytelling, with Din Djarin, Ahsoka Tano, and more assembling to battle Grand Admiral Thrawn. Before we get there, Ahsoka Season 2 needs to address a long list of unanswered questions from that first batch of episodes, all while setting the stage for what could end up becoming or being Filoni's take on the classic Heir to the Empire storyline, which is going to be hot garbage. Nobody wants to see Ahsoka's Heir to the Empire. They've already ruined it. They really need to just get away from this era, all right? They really need to get away from this era and start a new era. Disney Star Wars, I say it all the time, 200 years into the future. Everybody else is dead. We're done. Move 200 years into the future and then start telling stories if you have some creatives that got the juice. But a lot of these creatives don't have the juice. They can't tell stories. All they can do is copy off of somebody else's homework, and poorly at that. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think as long as they stay in this era, Star Wars is going to remain underwater. We know production is set to begin next year, but Daniel Rickman today has shared a very interesting update about how Ahsoka will be handled when it returns to Disney+. According to the Scooper, the plan is now to make sure the series has a satisfying ending in case it's canceled and doesn't return for a third season. Look at that, man. The showrunner, the creator, Dave Filoni, the chief creative officer, he can't even instill some positive, confidence in his own projects. Why is this guy still there? Why is Kathleen Kennedy still there? If anybody's not, look, because if you're not confident, why should I be confident? If you think, man, you know what, it might get canceled. It might get canceled after season 2. Let's just go ahead and make sure we have a firm conclusion to this shit. Why are you not confident that, no, we got season 2, 3, 4, 5, man, we going forward. What you talking about? Oh yeah, Ahsoka, man, it's going to be big. Why doesn't, again, this is the problem with Lucasfilm. They have zero confidence because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know the Star Wars fan base. They don't know the stories that they're trying to tell. They don't know the characters that they're working with. They know nothing. This is why they come off sounding like this. This is pathetic, man. I'm telling you, this is, out of everything that we deal with, the Acolyte included, this is the most pathetic move that you don't even know. You know what? Let's just wrap it up, because you don't even know yourself if this is going to be successful. It tells you everything, folks. It tells you everything. We hadn't expected Filoni to tell this story beyond a couple of seasons anyway, but Disney Plus could always push for more episodes if Ahsoka is a big enough hit. But see, they don't know. They have no idea because they don't know what Star Wars fans want. However, the streamer can also pull the plug on any series that doesn't deliver, something we saw earlier this year when Acolyte was canceled after a single season, leaving behind several major cliffhangers. Ahsoka Season 1 was rightly criticized for feeling like half a story, and had that also been scrapped, we'd be heading to Filoni's Star Wars movie with a lot of dangling plot threads for him to tackle. See, again, this is the biggest issue right now that I got with Star Wars. They really should have just took the EU and just adapted the EU and called it a day. But instead, they're doing this ass backwards way of adapting the EU, where it's like, okay, we'll take storylines from the EU, or we'll take different things from the EU, like Thrawn, and we'll plug that in to Disney Star Wars. But we don't have the talent to actually tell those stories correctly. And so we get this neutered Thrawn, this stupid Thrawn, instead of the genius that Thrawn truly is. Instead of doing Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire, we're going to do Filoni's Heir to the Empire. And Filoni's Heir to the Empire already sounds like shit, because instead of Han, Luke, and Leia, he's going to shove in Ahsoka and Rebels characters. And it's like, why couldn't y'all just say, you know what? I would have accepted a recast. It's like, all right, everybody, look, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and all them cats, they too old. We're not going to bring them back. I know y'all really wanted them to come back, but they're not going to come back. But we're going to do the EU. We're going to recast the trio, and we're going to try to move forward. I know that probably would have got a lot of pushback back in the day, but honestly, in retrospect, that was the move that they should have made. That was the move they should have made. Just recast and move forward, and keep telling those EU stories. That would have been so much better than this shit, because this is stupid. This is just downright idiotic. Let's see. Filoni having multi-season plans for Ahsoka isn't hugely surprising, and it could be that the former Jedi isn't necessarily a part of his movie plan. Yeah, right. This is Filoni we talking about, man. Or that he'd hoped to return to streaming to continue her story once that's released in theaters. As of now, of course, there's no indication of it being close to ready. Yeah, it's not ready. It's not ready, and they're not going to start shooting until 2025 summer. So we're still 6 months from them shooting this thing. So this probably doesn't drop at the earliest, maybe 2027 at the earliest. Eesh, man. Like, again, this is the problem with Star Wars. They don't know what stories they want to tell. I don't think there's anything wrong with Ahsoka as a character. I think Ahsoka's fine. They probably should have, just said, okay, we're going to tell the Ahsoka story, and they could have had, Rosario Dawson in there. Although I miss Ashley Eckstein's voice. I think her voice is Ahsoka, really. But don't let Dave Filoni tell this story. Dave Filoni should just be the overseer and let some actual storytellers and writers tell that story. Like, that's the beauty of a guy like a Tony Gilroy who's show running. That guy is a storyteller. He knows how to tell stories. Dave Filoni is not a storyteller. He's an artist. He draws, okay? Which, again, that is all part of the creative process, but he is not a storyteller. You got to let storytellers, people that have built up their entire careers on telling stories, let them tell Ahsoka's story. It probably would have been 10 times better. But ultimately, the biggest problem they got is they're trying too hard to, fit a square peg in a round hole. You had the freaking EU in your hot hands. You decided to go away from that to do this bullshit. This bullshit isn't working. When they have no confidence in what they're doing anymore, they're all pulling their hair out like, oh my God, what do we do with Star Wars? We don't know. Hell, let's just make sure that every season has an end to it. So, because we can't tell stories that have cliffhangers, because this shit might get pulled because the audience is dipped out. The audience doesn't care anymore. What an absolute disaster, man. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. I know a lot of people is just getting tired of Star Wars, but like I said, I'm going to die on Star Wars Hill, man. That is still my #1 franchise. I'm going to still talk about it as long as I can. But, I mean, just stuff like this just irritates me because it shows that these guys really don't understand the franchise that they adopted. They don't understand the fan base. They don't understand anything, and they don't take the time to listen to the damn fans. If they listen to the fans, they would be all right. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.